Master Connectors, we are on here. Let's go.
He challenged me. He said, you should meet 2 or 3 people every day.
We're talking about how to level up on LinkedIn and engagement, being the go-giver, the idea that being open to opportunity.
We all deal with challenges, but how do you overcome that?
Master Connector with Steve Spiro and Cameron Toth is live on air.
Oh, man, I am excited. We got Trevor in the house. It's all about who you know and who knows you. We talk about this. This is the time. If you haven't doubled down on networking, making sure that you are utilizing your social networks, today is the day. We're excited. Don't be a LinkedIn lurker. Get into the comments, ask questions. We want to hear your thoughts. Get into this. Steve, you ready to lay it down here for us?
I am ready, sir. What's going on, friend? Steve Spiro, the Master Connector, coming at you live and direct. Yeah, I'm excited to have Trevor in the house, yeah, for sure. But it's not about what you know, but rather who you know. And as in Trevor style, right? It's not Y-O-U, it's Y-A, right? Who you know, right? But networking, it's become an essential tool for both personal and professional growth. It's about building relationships with people who can help you achieve your goals. I don't know if I should say it, but Trevor backstage and I were speaking about a very high level figure. He's in the process of getting on a show, right? So it's connections, right? That's why this is the Master Connector show, not the Master Networker show, right? Because connection, it's true connection, right? But it's about meeting people, but also about creating lasting connections that could benefit both parties, right? It's all about win-win, mutual connection, mutual beneficial. It's not about a one-sided relationship, right? That's why we always talk about no pitch slapping, right? PITCH, right? We're about like adding value and being, go-giver, right? However, it's not just about making connections, but it's also about maintaining them, right? Because you could have some great connections, but if you never speak to these people on a regular basis, what good is that, right? But building a network takes time and effort, right? I mean, I'm not to brag, but 18,000 connections, contacts on my phone, 24,000 LinkedIn connections. That's piddly I'm sure to Trevor here, but you know what? It takes time. It took time to develop that. So it's important to nurture those relationships by staying in touch, offering assistance when needed, and showing genuine interest in their lives and careers, right? These efforts, these things you're doing can pay off in the long run. It can lead to, as we're speaking about, mutually beneficial relationships. Building, maintaining a network takes time and effort, but the benefits can be significant. Minor example, but a great example in my life personally is my man Cameron, right? We met through networking. We met through a Master Networks thing, and we had a conversation. We had a call. I added some value. He might talk about that later, whenever. He often talks about it. But listen, and today, look at what this collaboration has done. It's created, I believe, a force that's changing the world, right? And there's some great plans that we have in motion right now. It's pretty awesome. So listen, it's about who you know and how you can leverage those relationships to achieve your goals. And again, mutual goals, okay? So if you're ready for us to have my man, my co-host, the Wizard of Oz behind the camera, introduce our guest, I'd like you to type in right now, or as they say in the South, right now, bring it. Type in bring it, and we'll have Cameron. Cameron, turn it over to you, sir.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got my Southern draw going this weekend in Dallas, where I got to see Trevor. So let me bring this man to the stage. Trevor Houston, Man, so glad to have you on the stage. Trevor Houston is the executive producer and host of Who You Know Show, which was voted a global 3% top career podcast in 2022. He has been featured on numerous publications such as CBS 11, Fox News, and Forbes for his job search Trojan Horse strategy, which has helped thousands of job seekers overcome ageism and recover their cash flow. All about the cash flow. Who you know, baby. Separately and independently from the Who You Know Show, Trevor Houston is also a licensed financial professional offering insurance and financial products through various carriers. For information, visit www.cpwstrategies.com. I got the pleasure of meeting Mark Elder at Connect 2023 along with Trevor. Please welcome to the Master Connector Show, the Who You Know host himself, Mr. Trevor Houston.
Man, I appreciate that. Wow, what an amazing introduction. Thank you so much for having me here. Look at all this. Look at all the bring it, bring it, baby. Yeah, I see Nicholas and I see Terry and I see Catherine and I see Yolanda from Frisco. She's in my neck of the woods. You know what
listen, I'm gonna throw the picture up later, but Yolanda, man, we had a great time this weekend. Amazing time. I got to meet her son, Alistair. Oh, man, it was a fantastic thing. Talk about who you know, Trevor. I got to hang out with somebody that we were only connecting with online. She's a loyal community member. It was so fun hanging out with her. Yolanda, thank you for that experience. That was an absolute highlight of my Dallas experience.
That's awesome. It was awesome to see you in Dallas as well at the conference. It was great to meet you in person.
We were kicking ourselves. Me and Trevor didn't get a selfie together. It didn't happen because we didn't get a selfie. You see that?
Hold up. Wait a minite. Where's my phone? Hold on. Wait. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that selfie right now. Watch this. Check that out right there. Buyout.
I like it. All right.
Yeah. I guess I Zoom bombed, picture bombed. Photo bombed it. I guess I'm in there too, right?
Listen, get us started, Steve. Let's go down.
Yes, sir. Listen, we want
in a few minutes. So Trevor.
Yeah, no doubt. We're definitely not, this community is not about being lurkers. We are community. We are involved. We are LinkedIn participants. So get in the comments. Appreciate you all bring it in there. Let's get in, connect with each other. This is the Master Connector Show. So if you don't know somebody who's in the comments, and if you're not in the comments, nobody's gonna know you're on the show. So get in the comments, say something so they know you're there. But we appreciate you all being on here. And obviously I'm bringing my y'all in because we got the man from the great state of Texas. So we gotta represent here. So, but anyway, good stuff. So we want to start. Listen, Simon Sinek, start with why, right? It's all about stories. We're big on telling their stories. So love to hear from you, Trevor. And so, community, type in right now, why, #why. Okay. Put that in the comments right now, please. But we want to hear the backstory and how you became so focused on the job seeker market, right? I know you have a lot of things you do, but that particular, tell us a little bit, if you could, the backstory, how you got there. You don't mind?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the why behind it. So my pastor says I'm a hope dealer, not a dope dealer. Okay. I'm a hope dealer, not a dope dealer.
Love that.
I think that's really part of the connection for why. I remember originally was networking and was going to a bunch of different groups and checking things out, going to coffee meetings and things like that. And then all of a sudden this guy, he tells me to go check out this group here where I'm at called Frisco Connect, and it's a job networking group. And so I go check this group out, and when I walked in, it was unlike any other experience that I'd had, where you could literally feel the energy suck out of the room, right? Like there was this hopeless feeling. People were lost and they were hurting and they were just in pain. And so I just dug in. And in the beginning, I honestly did not know how to help. I just knew that I wanted to, and I wasn't going to leave that room. And so I was a fly on the wall, and I just started to listen, right? I wanted to figure out what their problems were and what they were struggling with, and figure out how I could try to provide some solutions to their problems. And over time, there was this commonality. The problem was the same. It was like, hey, I'm not getting seen. I'm not getting noticed. I'm in the black hole, right? My resume is just going into cyberspace. All of these things, like the same commonality of they're just not being noticed. And that's why they feel hopeless, is because, man, there's nothing like not feeling seen, right? Like that's just an awful feeling. And that's why I started out the show. I wanted to give some shout outs. I want people to know that I recognize you. I see you. Right. And there's nothing worse than that. And so I started to develop some strategies on how to get them noticed, how to actually get human connection, human interaction with decision makers so that they can get out of the black hole, get back to work, get back to their cash flow, you know, and yeah, it's just been an awesome journey.
That's awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, listen, we know for sure that, you know, there's two ways. And one of the things that resonated with me from what you said is, right, you took this room that you kind of felt was flat. There was an energy suck, and you could be either a thermometer, right? You could kind of feel the temperature of the room, or you could be a thermostat and you could change the temperature of that room. And you made a decision to change it and make a difference. And we appreciate that. And, you know, that's what we're about here as well, right? Making a difference and being that light and uplift and inspire. So appreciate what you're about here very much, Trevor. So we want to move on, right? So we got some things to cover here, and we're deep in 10 minutes in now. So I want you to type in hashtag ABC, right? ABC. Has anyone have ever seen the movie Glenn Rossi? It was Always Be Closing, right? Now I know you talk about ABN, but I like ABC, right? Always be connecting, right? We're not closing, we're connecting. I know you referred to always be networking. So tell us about that. What does that mean to you? And give us a little bit of a snapshot from your perspective.
Yeah, I love that. So, you know, you don't want to wait until it's too late. Like building a network is something you're constantly doing throughout your entire career, throughout your entire, you know, journey on this planet. What is networking? It's about cultivating productive relationships, right? And so it's something you want to do. Like, don't wait until you're out of work to do it. I see this all the time with job seekers. They're like, oh, you know, I'm out of work, so now I know I need to network, but I don't even know what networking means. How do I network? Like, people really struggle with that networking thing. And I'm like, you need to always do it. Don't just wait until you need it, right? It gets too late by that point. If you're constantly building and adding value in other people's lives, if you're helping other people get what they want, when you need it, okay, when you do need it, you can reach out and ask. That's your opportunity to ask for help. And when you ask for help, if you've already provided your network a ton of value, they will help you. They will jump over mountains to help you. They will do whatever it takes to support you. But if you're like just kind of there and you're not really adding any value, and then you need it and you go out and you ask, you're not going to get the same response. So that's why I say you always need to be networking. Always build those and cultivate those positive relationships. You know, and really the definition of networking is figuring out how you can make someone else's life better, right? How can you make their life better? It's not about you. It's about them.
Yep. Love that. I love that. Listen, you know, what you said a mouthful there, right? But when you talk about, if you're not doing it, the challenge is there's a lot of people that they do it when they're reactive, but you need to be proactive with networking. Correct. And I found that the larger my network, the more comfortable and self-confident I became, because number one, if for some reason things change, and I got a large parachute of people that I could talk to, that I can reach out to, that can help me. They're, you know, a lot of them, you know, and I don't mean this in a weird kind of way, but they're fans, if you will. They're people, they're supporters. They want to be there for you because you've built that network and have the connection. So crucial. So appreciative and in alignment with what you're you're speaking about here for sure. All right, so we want to move on. So listen, the why is great, but there's got to be some how here, right? So type in hashtag how. Community, we love you, appreciate your participation. Again, I thank you again. And again, hopefully you're getting in there. Okay,
yeah, let me say this, Steve, while we're asking for some participation here. If you have a question about how to get in touch with that person, you're trying to go someplace in the world, you're trying to get in touch with somebody, you're looking for an opportunity. You have a few people on here that really are experienced with this. Trevor has interviewed some amazing people, man. I've just enjoyed the ride and watching the Who You Know show. He is your one step away from that connection, literally. And so if you have questions about what you should be doing, what emails you should be sending, how you should be researching, how you should be connecting with somebody, this is a perfect opportunity to ask that question and get the group mind on it. So get in there and ask that question. This is not the moment to be humble. This is the moment to be big, bring that energy, get that question out there so we can actually take some action to get you closer to your goal.
No doubt about it, for sure. And, listen, Trevor's a handsome, good-looking guy, right? But that's not why he's got the kind of network he has, because he's actively he's proactively worked on it, right? You gotta work and you gotta do things. So here's the question, right? How do you create organic inbound leads? It's sort of a marketing machine. What actually works? How do you take action? Give us a little bit on that.
So inbound leads, that's a great one. So to create inbound leads, it's actually a pretty simple process, but it can be a little bit challenging. Okay. But let's talk about that. So I have something that I call the 7 C's to cash flow. Okay. The 7 C's to cash flow is consistent content creates conversations that convert into careers and cash flow. Okay. Let me say that again. Consistent content creates conversations that convert into careers and cash flow. Okay. So, by putting content out there consistently, quality content, what it does is you're marketing yourself, you're marketing your thought leadership, you're marketing who you are, what you do, your expertise, all these things. And you're doing it in a very, very non-salesy type of a way. Okay. You're just adding value. And then what happens is people see you, they recognize you, they get to know you, they get to like you, they get to trust you. And then all of a sudden, when they have a need or a want or a desire that they feel like you can fulfill, they come to you. And so this is how you drive inbound leads. You want people coming to you, asking for your help. All right. Consistent content creates conversations that convert into careers and cash flow.
I got to ask, how many C's was that? That's a lot of C's.
7. The 7 C's.
You did with the fingers, right? I guess. Yeah, I should have been looking, but yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have. Thank you, Cameron. You don't have to be the guy putting out content every day like I do, but definitely putting out there, being that subject matter expert, being that sort of, like you said, thought leader. They are going to want to come to you. And if you're constantly adding value, people will say, hey, can you help me? And it's happened to me. It's, multiple times where people have reached out.
And can I add to that too?
Please.
So, people think that putting out like daily content is really difficult. It's actually not very difficult. If I'm going to break it down real simple to make it easy for you,
please,
for anybody in the audience, it's really, really simple. So to create consistent content, quality content, you need to do exactly what Steve and Cameron are doing, right? You do a little podcast interview, okay? Do an interview or even a solo episode. If you want to do a solo, that's cool. But basically, you're going to create that long form content and you're going to go get a freelance editor off of Upwork, okay? Upwork, you can hire freelance editors. You can get somebody from overseas for, $6 to $10 an hour. Okay. You're going to give him that long form content. You're going to say, hey, make me some micro clips under 60 seconds. And he's just going to go, okay. And now you got more content than you know what to do with. Okay. So this is not a difficult process. You need to master this process right here, what Steve and Cameron is doing, which is the long form. If you can do long form, you can do short form all day long.
I love that. We need to, full disclosure, we need to get better about creating the short form from this long form. So thank you for that prompt, because we definitely need to do that for sure. Cameron's been preaching that for a while. We just need to get off the stick and do it, right? You know,
it's so easy. Upwork, go send, literally take this link and send it to one of the guys over there and say, hey, make me some, TikTok reels, TikToks under 60. They know what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the hot thing. Under 60 seconds. Like they're just going to go, they're going to chop it up and make you some great content that you can spit out. And you'll probably get out of this episode, you'll probably get, 10 clips, 20 clips, I mean, it's crazy.
Well, with your content, we'll probably get 50 or 60 because you're dropping nugget after nugget after nugget. Mike drops out left and right, but we appreciate that. That's
absolutely
awesome. So thank you for the prompt there. This word, honestly, Trevor, I'll say it like this. I despise the word busy. People wear busy like a badge of honor. I like to say, if people say, hey, are you busy? I was like, no, I'm productive, right? I'm productive, but people look at it as busy. And it's funny. I was on with one of my mentors, and he said he was with a group of people that were talking about how busy they was. And he basically, and they were young, they were, in their early 20s. And he said, okay, that's fine. Can I see your phone? Bring up the little thing on the iPhone that shows how many minutes you're spending on your phone. And they're like, oh, okay. No, yeah. Because we spend hours on our phone doing stupid, nonsensical stuff. So busy, it's a perspective, but please don't wear busy like a badge of honor. It's just, it's ugly to me. Be productive. But anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Just had to make that little statement about that. But here's what I want to talk to you about, and we want to get your perspective, Trevor, on this one.
Yes.
Can you tell us how to get the attention of busy people?
Great question. All right. So if you want to get attention from busy people, you need to first identify where they spend their time, right? Where can you get their attention? You've got to be able to get their attention first. So where are they? Like, what social media are they on? Do you have their email? What is the channel? Like, what's the approach? Okay. Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? What is it? Okay. And once you've got that nailed down, maybe you've got their email. You want to do something that is really going to shock and awe them. It's going to wow them. Okay. You got to separate yourself from everyone else that's trying to get their attention. Everyone else that's, just hitting up their DMs and everything like that. You've got to wow them. Okay. And really make an impact that makes them have to respond to you. Like, they would feel bad if they didn't respond to you, if that makes sense. So what do? I actually use a tool out there. It's a video messaging tool. Okay. It's a video messaging tool. It's called BombBomb. Yeah. BOMB. Okay. Sure. And so what you're going to do is you're going to send them like a little video voice message. Okay. Small, like under 45 seconds. Think of it like a voicemail. If you were going to call someone and leave them a voicemail, what would you say? All right. And the trick to this, though, there's a little trick. You're going to get one of these little whiteboards. Okay. You got to get one of these little whiteboards and get you a marker. Okay. And you're going to write the person's name on it. Okay. This marker's not too good, but hopefully you can see your name.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Nice.
Right? You see what I'm talking about?
That?
So I know I would make sure it's a better marker than that one. But the point here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to flash this at the screen so you see your name, and I'm going to go real big like that back to my face. Now smile. All right. Bam, 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 like that. Okay. And what this tool does is it actually has a GIF. What they see when they look at it, they're going to see a GIF of the first 3 seconds, right? You know how a GIF has motion? It's animated GIF. Well, all you're seeing is my face and your name. My face, your name. And curiosity killed the cat. And Steve, I promise you, if I send you a message like that, you're like, play. Like you're gonna plus play just because you want to know what this is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just purely the fact that you're customizing it visually, that's the game changer, right? Because everyone thinks, the biggest thing I get these messages is videos, hey, how's it going? Right. I'm sure they forget to mention your name. No, they didn't forget to mention your name. It's the generic video that they're using for everybody, copy and paste. Right. So basically, I love this because it's very customized.
Yeah. And I have the 3 more C's to this one. Okay.
All right.
I have 3 more C's to this one.
So that would be the 10. That gives it 10.
If you really want to get their attention and close it to a conversation, you want to get it to a conversation, right? That's the whole goal. I'm reaching out to this person because I want to get them to a conversation. And so the first thing that you want to do is you want to give them a compliment. Okay. Compliment. So it could be like, hey, I saw your post recently. I thought it was amazing about X, Y, and Z. I really enjoyed the article, whatever it is. Okay. So compliment. Then commonality, right? Figure out how you can, bridge that gap. What do you have in common with the person? Maybe it's where you grew up. Maybe it's the school you went to. It could be a million different things, but have some form of commonality, okay, that you can interject into your little 45-second video. And then the last one is a call to action. What do you want them to do next? Okay. And so that's real simple. It's like, hey, Steve, I saw your post about, California and the event that you were there. And I thought it was really awesome because it got me thinking about my family that lives in California. And you actually got me thinking about going back and going to visit them. Hey, listen, I'd love to have a conversation with you sometime. I know you're busy, just like everybody is, or intentional. What did you say, Steve? You said don't use busy. I like that. Hold on. Wait.
Productive.
I know you're productive, Steve. You're not busy. You're productive. I know you're a very productive guy. So I tell you what, I'm putting a link to my calendar down below. Just pick the time that works best for you. I'd love to hop on a real quick call, but hey, thanks again for that post. I thought it was amazing and look forward to talking with you soon. Have a blessed day. Bye.
Love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have BombBomb, but I never use it, but I appreciate you, you kind of helping us see that. And what the vision of that is.
And there's 1,000 different ways to utilize this. You don't have to have the BombBomb tool. BombBomb is a cost to it, and you might be broke and just not willing to make that investment. But it does not take the BombBomb app to do what Trevor just asked you to do. Get in there, personalize it, give them some sort of compliment, find some commonality. These are the things that are amazing. Hanging out with Yolanda this weekend, it was interesting because when you take an online connection to an offline connection, you get to learn some different things, right? If you have a face-to-face with somebody. And so one of the things that was really interesting as I was connecting with Yolanda this weekend, I found out they're into a lot of sports. They're into soccer now, and all the over, I don't know, Yolanda, you're going to have to tell me when you started your journey with us, but you've been with us watching for a long time. We've been broadcasting since 2020 together. Can you believe that, Steve? It's been a while. I did not know. I had no clue that Yolanda cared anything about soccer, and I coach soccer. And so, there's some commonality there. And so until you really get into these conversations, right, until you sort of start to explore and start to go those places, you won't find those other pieces of commonality, but you can sort of look at somebody, look at their content and find that unique thing, and that'll add to something else. And before you know it, you got a friend, and you got somebody that knows you, and you got somebody that likes you, and you got somebody that trusts you. And
boom. I love what you just said and all that. Like you could use like a soccer ball, right? Like the name thing is one thing that works, right? But like, let's say you had a soccer ball and you're like flashing that at the screen. If they love soccer, right? That's the commonality. That's the thing that's going to get them to press play. All you want is that 45 seconds from that busy person, right? Like think about if this is like a Gary Vee or an Ed Milet or somebody who's really busy. You want to get 45 seconds. You need your shot, right? This is how you get your shot. And another cool little tip about this is to actually, you can do this in a comment. Okay. So everybody comments in right now. I mean, heck, we got all these comments right now. Everybody comments like this.
Right.
How many people comment like this with the video? How many video comments do you get?
Very few. That's a good point.
Right.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
How many video comments do you get with your name on it?
Almost none.
Right. So what happens is, for a busy person, like let's say you're Gary Vee and you have 1,000 comments, okay, because he's popular like that. Well, what happens when you do a video, if you're like one of the very first people to comment, okay, chances are you're going to be the top comment. You're going to stay at the very, very top, because everybody else is liking your comment because it's so innovative. They're like, oh, I haven't seen this before. So you are now at the top, which means you have a way more highly likelihood that Gary Vee will see it himself.
Yep.
Right.
That's great. Yeah. You know, I'm not an expert like you, Trevor, but I, you know, back to the whole job search thing, you know, when people have asked me, hey, what do you recommend? I said, if you're just sending resume, if you're just sending, you know, you're just doing the usual email thing, you're not standing out. If you're relatively articulate, decent looking, not like weird with a twitch or whatever, but if you, no offense if you have one, but you know, if you're, yeah, exactly. But if you put a video, you're going to stand out. And if people are going to be like, wow, this person, I could feel this person so much better. I will say that even if you don't do video, which I do recommend, I think it's a great idea. Even just the little nugget you threw out there about how to leave that message in terms of the relatability factor, the referencing something to relate. You can leave a voicemail and use those nuggets from that perspective as well. And you'll have a better shot of people actually wanting to speak with you because there's relatability. It's not some generic sales pitchy kind of thing. So
the value, listen, you know, because I know some people are going to be afraid, right? With the video thing, they're going to overthink it and all that. But the value when you put that video up is because fewer people do it. It's rarefied air.
That's right.
There you go, right? And it builds the know, like, trust factor, because as I see somebody, they're no longer a still image. They're actually become a more person-like
human.
I want to touch real quick, Cameron, what you just said about being afraid of the video thing. Okay? Yeah. Because let me just say it to you like this. Listen, we just came to the pandemic, right? Unless you've been under a rock and haven't been on a Zoom or none of that, maybe you're 95 years old, okay, and you just did, you know what I mean? You've been under a rock and you just hit away. Okay, cool. Got you. You get a pass. But everybody else, if you've been on Zoom, you've been on camera. And you should. This camera is a skill. And it's actually a skill that is highly paid if you are good at it. I don't mean to get controversial and all that, but let's look at Tucker Carlson, right? Like, he's getting offers right now. I just saw he got an offer from Valuetainment for $100 million. Like, dude, video is a skill. It's a very, very highly sought after skill. Okay?
That's right.
Learn it. Get out of your own way. Learn it. Get good at it. Let's make some cash flow. And, you know, anyway, so that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, no, it's great. Listen, we're in the world, and when we get off this point, we want to get to 2 things real quick here. I want to talk about something that I'm working on personally, and hopefully Cameron will be able to pull something up for me. But we're in a world now where it's going in the, you know, ChatGPT and AI, and the more humanized you can make it, whether it be through a video or in person, right? So one of the things I want to share with the community real quick, I'm going to go full screen here, is I've got, you know, this thing that we're working on. Somebody that I know through my network once, she said, hey, your goal is to travel the world, speak and inspire, be a beacon of light. Why don't you put a cruise together? I'll help you do it, and you'll be able to do a conference on a cruise. I was like, that's a great idea. So we're just about to pull the trigger, not the plug. We're going to pull the trigger September 20th to Bermuda. It's going to be awesome. We're going to speak for an hour or so, maybe 2 hours a day, maybe. And then you'll have the rest of the time to have a blast. It's going to be an awesome. There you go. Thank you, Cameron. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. So I talked to backstage to Trevor about it. He's like, that's an awesome idea. But again, you know, connection, video, that's awesome. But what about in person, right? We're back. And by the way, a little side note, when you do a business trip, right? Because a conference is a business trip, the government pays you to go on a trip because it's a tax write-off. It's pretty awesome, right? Check with your accountant. I'm not an accountant, so, disclaimer there. But if you again, self-development, you're allowed education. That's part of growing your business, growing your career. You're allowed to write off stuff. So if you're W-2'd, it's a no-brainer because literally the money you pay in taxes, you're going to get that back for the cost of the trip. Just side note, check with your accountant again. But anyway, but thank you for indulging me, guys.
Ever, by the way. That is a freaking amazing idea. As soon as you said it, I was like, brilliant.
I appreciate it. It's exciting. I'm just so pumped. Anyway, so we want to talk, and we're going to bring this home. We're a little over, but we've got to cover this, right? I mean, the old story of the Trojan horse. You've got something that you do. So hashtag Trojan. And by the way, if you're interested in the cruise, put hashtag cruise in, and we'll get you more information. But we want to move on to this last point, and then Trevor will give us best way to reach him. And if he's got an offer, I know he does. We want to get that in there as well. But tell us, I want to hear more about your job search Trojan horse strategy, and maybe some of this you've touched on a little bit. So please tell us about that.
Yeah. So it continues to use video, right? I'm a big proponent to video because this is how you're going to stand out in your job search, right? Right now, you're just in the black hole. You're applying online. Your resume is going nowhere. You're getting ghosted by employers. If that's you, okay, I want you to pay attention because this is how you can eliminate all of that, okay? So once you start getting into the interview stage, all right, you're getting interviews. Well, if you don't want to get ghosted, because that's what's going to happen most of the time, okay, you start getting the interview stage and then they ghost you. Well, if you want to eliminate that ghosting and you want to close the deal, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to send in a personalized thank you email, okay? And you've probably heard that before. Okay, yeah, send a thank you email, but we're going to do it like the strategy I just talked about where I'm going to send a video email, okay? And I'm going to have it personalized to each and individual that I interviewed with, okay? And I'm going to send it in and I'm just going to say, hey, thank you so much for the conversation. I learned so much about Toyota and the company culture and the fit, and it looks like an amazing opportunity. I'm super excited and I can't wait to get started. Listen, if you need anything else from me, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information's down below. But I hope you have an amazing, blessed day. And thank you again for your time. I really, really do appreciate it.
I love the fact that you're doing the assumptive close, right? I don't know if anyone caught that, but I caught it, right? I'm looking forward to working with you, right? That assumptive close, right? Crucial.
And you send that in, send that video email in because again, we're trying to stand out. So what's going to happen is they're going to get 20, they interviewed a bunch of people. They're going to get 20 other black and white text emails that don't stand out, that have no character, that don't humanize you, that, you're just like everybody else. They're going to delete all those. They're going to see yours. And again, you're going to blow them away. You're going to wow them. And what happens, here's why they call it the Trojan horse. Because you wow that interviewer. That interviewer then typically is going to forward that email to the other decision makers that are in the process. They're going to say, man, you got to look at Steve. Can you believe this? And they forward that email. So now you're literally going viral within the company and you get the tracking on it. So you get to see what's actually happening in real time. And so typically these videos on average get played 15 replays, 15 times. So it's not the same person rewatching your video 15 times, I promise.
Right.
That means you've just been forwarded. You got the Trojan horse effect going on and you're all over the company. Yep.
And you're not only are you standing out, but you're giving the somebody a visual, a mental picture of this person. Because I guarantee I've been in the hiring stage. In fact, we're hiring an intern, an unpaid intern for our show. But at some point after all these people you're seeing in resume, and it becomes a blur. So you get this image, this video with a voice attached. Man, boom, it's awesome.
The whole reason in the interview process is they're trying to get to know who you are, right? The person behind the black and white text.
That's right.
Okay, they're trying to figure out. Okay, we know you can do it because of your credentials and everything over here. We know you can do it, but do they want Trevor to do the job?
Yep, for sure.
Or do they want Steve to do the job, right? Like, who do they want to do it? And so that's why the video is so crucial. It's the whole reason why they interview you in the first place, because think about it. Otherwise, you would submit this piece of paper and then they would just hire you.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
They don't want to do that. They want to know if you're going to be a good fit.
Yeah. Well, listen, we this is great. We could go another hour. I know, you got such incredible content and information. Make sure you connect with Trevor if you haven't already. He's a legend, so I'm sure you're already connected with him. But make sure you reach out. Tell us, I know, a little bit about your promotion, the event, webinar, jam. Let's hear about that, and anything else you want to close with, any other call to action, CTAs.
Yeah. So if you're in a career transition, you're looking for your next successful opportunity, you want to recover your cash flow, you're dealing with ageism, you're in the black hole, you're getting ghosted, any of those things apply to you. Okay. We have something called the Career Transition Summit. And we're going to go a little bit deeper than what we just talked about here today. It's, and listen, I'm going to show you how to get back, right? But it's going to be up to you to take action, right? Because I can show you all the stuff in the world. You got to take action. Okay. Right. So how bad do you want it? You want to get back to your cash flow? I'll show you how to do it. But you gotta step up to the plate, take action, and let's go.
It's awesome. Yeah, I heard a story about these two boys. They were up to no good. They heard about this guru in the top of the mountain, and they wanted to trick him because he was like this man who knew everything, right? He knew he was all wise and sage old man. And they went up to his door and they had a bird, and they said to the old man, they say, "Sir, what, we have something behind us. What is it?" And the old man knew. Listen, he knew that if he said it's a bird, they said it's a bird, but we want you to tell us, is it alive or is it dead? And they said, well, the old man said to himself, if I tell them it's alive, they'll crush it and they'll bring it out, it's dead. And if I tell them the opposite, they'll just show me, right? So his answer was, all I could tell you is it's in your hands. And so to your point, Trevor, right? It's in your hands. You have the tools. Reach out to Trevor. If you want to change your situation, my mom says it all the time. She said it for years with her Bronx wisdom. If you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. So go do something. Reach out to Trevor and make it happen. So we appreciate you, community. Trevor, we really appreciate having you. It's an honor having you on our show, sir. We've had you on before. We are blessed to have you in our life. And, we're definitely want to make sure we're collaborating again. I don't know if we'll be able to pull the crews together to doing that together, collaborating. But regardless, if you get going on that one, maybe I'd be honored to have to get on that one because I love the idea of doing that. So we need to do that cruise thing, man. So if I can't make this one, count me in on the next one. Okay, we need to make it happen for sure. Anyway, so we're gonna count down to crush it. Again, thank you again for Toth Event Staffing. That's our sponsor of the show that helps us financially make it happen. Cameron, thank you for your company. Appreciate all you do, sir, behind the scenes. Next week, right? What do we got next week, sir?
So next week, stick to us, right? Same bad time, same bad channel, episode 113, Gateway to Your Gift. We're gonna be, you and me, Steve, talking about how to get people, and we'll be utilizing some of the takeaways from this episode to let people come in to your gift. We are excited about that. All right. And so before we get to the countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, crush it, Trevor, we're going to ask you to count down with us. We have the link to the Career Transition Summit. We want you to get into that link that Trevor's gotten there. Get in there, check that out. We appreciate you. Go in there and make sure you are checking out Trevor's link there. I can't imagine a better place to really learn how to get connected with where you need to go. We have a tradition here, Trevor. We put up our hand, we count down from 5, and we talk about going to crush it. Will you do that with us today? Absolutely. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. Let's go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crush it. Thank you, everybody. You all are amazing. We'll see you back here next week. We love you. We appreciate you. If you haven't reached out and hugged somebody today, do that. It's good for you. It's good for them. We appreciate you. We will see you next week. Bye.